Hi, this is Surviving Scrappy Mania, and today I'm going to create another layout. So this paper actually measures 11 and 3/4 by 11 and 3/4, and I'm going to mount this on a 12 by 12. So it's going to go over here. And I already made a collage, so these are some pictures that I found of my mother doing exercise. So I'm going to go ahead and I put it together in a collage. I put some tape behind it. And then I'm going to mount it on the same color cardstock that I'm using for the base page. Now before I mount it, I really want to give a little more character to this page, and I want some splotches. And I noticed that it really works very well with watercolor. If you take some watercolor, and let me show you what I have here. If you take some watercolor and you just ink it up really good, makes like very inky, and then you take your paintbrush and you just splattered it, and see, it makes some nice color, as you can see there. So I'm going to go ahead and dry that. So now it's nice and dry. So I'm going to take a pen and I want to create an outline on the edges. So I'm just going to outline my edges. So there's one of my outline. There's a shape that I'm going to use, so I'm going to go ahead and outline this one as well. And then this is another layer that I'm going to use, so I want to outline that one as well. So I'm done with my outlining. So now I'm going to bring my page back. So this is the base page. I'm going to place this one here. I am going to use some stick glue. Okay, the next layer is going to be this green paper, and I want to put it a little off center. I don't want to put it in the center. It gives you a more visual appeal if you kind of bring it off center. Now, when I bring it off center, I don't want this line to show. I want this line to pretend or to simulate like it's a continuous line from the cream color to the green and again to the cream color again. So I'm going to put a lot of adhesive, and then I'm going to lay this down, making sure that my lines kind of match up a little bit. They do. And there's this layer. My other layer, this one's going to go here, and that's going to go here. Now I'm ready to place my pictures. But before I place my picture, I want to put a layer between the green cardstock and the blue matte. And I'm going to use this form or this die cut. Now I made that die cut using the Nesting Doilies circles by Quick Cuts. And it's a set of 5 dies. See them here. And they cut wonderful. They even cut, this is foam. This is that glitter foam. It cuts this with no problem. I was going to put glitter foam because I like that glitter. However, when I put it on here and then I put my page, because the foam already has some dimension, it kind of brought, unless I put foam adhesive throughout the page, it's going to make it raise up on this area and this other area will be flat. So I decided I'm just going to take and use just regular black cardstock, and I'm going to place this down, and this is where I'm going to put my journaling. So let me go ahead and adhere this. Now the next part that I need to do is I need to adhere this here, but before I adhere it there, before I adhere my picture down on my mat, I do want to create that same outline that I did with all my other pages, just so you got to make sure you keep consistent with your design, because I outline all the layers on my page. I also want to outline my mat, which is part of one of my layers. Now I'm going to go ahead and adhere my pictures. Now if these pictures were heirloom, you may want to make copies and then you want to adhere them. And usually I do adhere the originals after I make copies. So if I scan my originals, then I go ahead and use the originals on the page, because if I ever want a copy of it later on, I can, because I do have the digital image. And I also back up those digital image too. So you also want to make sure that you are backing up your pictures. So that's going to go there. So far, so good. Okay, the next thing I want to do is I want to bring some element up here and some element down here. And I decided to use my ECAG Success notebook punch. And actually it's starting to break, but it still works. I'm going to use that, and I'm going to place this right up here. And for this, I might need to use a little bit of hot glue because it's just very thin. And then what I want to do is I want to create like a little cluster. So I'm going to put in like a little flowery cluster here because I just love flowers. And if you notice, I put flowers almost in every page I make. I don't know, it just gives it that elegant look. Even though I said this is more a whimsical page and it's a fun page, still flowers goes with any type of page that you make. And then I'm going to reproduce the same thing down here. I want to create that same little cluster. Now I got a tip from my sister about glue, hot glue, that if you take a regular hair dryer or handheld dryer, you can melt those hot glue webs. You cannot use a heat gun. What you want to use is a blow dryer, and you're going to kind of go over the cobwebs and it will disintegrate it, or it will kind of make it go away. Unfortunately, I don't have my hair dryer down here, so I'm not going to be doing that right now. But I think after I finish with this layout, I'll go upstairs and get my hair dryer and try that technique. Okay, so I'm done so far. Now the next thing I need to do is put my my journaling and my title. So, oh, and before I forget, what I used to create that shape was this scallop frame by Hot Off the Press. And I love this scallop frame. I don't know if they still have it. I believe they do. Joanne at one point, not Joanne, but Hobby Lobby at one point was carrying this one. Well, they don't no longer have this one. They have the other one that it is a scallop frame, but it's more rectangle. And they do have that one in stock. But they no longer have this one. But you can still buy this one at Hot Off the Press on their website. So I did go ahead and cut some strips for my journaling. So I took my typewriter and I made some strips. And there's nothing on this side that I want to preserve. So that's why I go ahead and put the strips kind of going over the picture. But if you don't really want to put your journaling on top of your picture, if you have something that you really want to keep preserve and you don't want to cover something up. So, okay, so I'm done with my journaling, and now I want to put my my title. So my title is going to be Exercise Diva. My mom usually will never allow herself to be photographed with curlers or with their hair not done. But in these pictures, we were able to capture her with curlers and not 100% how usually she is. So, so that's why I'm going to go ahead and put the phrase Exercise Diva, because my mom was definitely a diva. This is going to go here. Now, if you want to know about these letters, I cut out these letters. It's a good thing to kind of invest in one of these steel wool dies, alphabet steel wool dies, because you can make letters with any type of material. Thickers, with thickers, they're wonderful. They're great. I love the look of thickers. However, you may run out of E's, you may run out of A's, you run out of I's, and you still have a lot of the other odd letters in the pack, and you end up throwing those away, or, you really can use all the sheet. Well, with a die, you don't have that problem because you only cut the letters that you need. So I usually invest in a good die that the letters are pretty traditional, they're pretty standard, and So that's what I use. This is the Tim Holt Block Talk Alphabet. They do have it in Joann's. You could use the 40% coupon on it, and that's what I did. I used a 40% coupon. It is $69, I believe, but with your 40% coupon, it comes out to around I think it's like 45, something like that. It comes out pretty good. I mean, the price is right because these you can cut letters out of anything, any material, and you always will have the spelling, all the letters to complete your spelling. And then you can do what I do. So I buy these pack of foam sheets like these. You know, this is the glitter, and then I buy regular foam sheets. And I use these to cut out my alphabet. And if you followed my YouTube, you also saw how I've used those same foam sheets to quill, to create a butterfly. So it's very versatile. And if you notice, I don't really buy a lot of stickers, a lot of letters, a lot of thickers and all that stuff. I usually like to make my own because I like to make them unique. And by making your own letter or making your own embellishments, you're going to make sure that it matches, and you're going to make sure that it's relevant to your pictures. And also you're going to make sure that for letters, you have the whole alphabet or the whole spelling. You don't have to be trying to make letters out of odd letters. Like sometimes you take the U and you put it upside down to make an N, because you can die cut it out, whatever you want. Okay, and these foam adhesive are great because the foam is very, very sticky. I mean, I just put it down, it just sticks. It will not move. Okay, so I put a little saying that says getting on with her groove. And this is something that my mom used to do every morning to make sure that before she started the day, she had to do her exercise in order to loosen up. She had rheumatoid arthritis, so it was very important that she did exercise to make sure that she can get on with the day. Now, if you want to know the pen that I use this opaque outlining marker by Deco Color. It's called Deco Color. And I found this in a scrapbooking store. It's actually by Marvy. It was on discount, so that's why I bought it. So it's a silver color, and it has a faint blue outline, which you don't see it well there, but let me see if I can get you a piece of paper and show you. So when you lay it down, it's silver, but then you have a faint little blue outline on that silver. I mean, I hope you can see that, but it's very faint, but I like it, and it was on sale, and that's why I bought it. So this is my layout. So I hope you like it. Very simple. And thank you for watching my channel. Bye now.